الرجاء جعل أجهزة الهاتف على وضعية الصامت، والرجاء كذلك ملء الاستمارة المرفقة للأخذ برأيكم في مزيد من التطوير للفعاليات المقبلة، وشكراً على تعاونكم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. نيابة عن سعادة الدكتور جمال سند السويدي مدير عام مركز الإمارات للدراسات والبحوث الاستراتيجية، يسرني أن أرحب بكم حيث نلتقي هذا المساء مع محاضرة بعنوان قراءة في كتاب Just Read It، يلقيها الأستاذ عمر البوسعيدي. عمر البوسعيدي مؤلف كتاب Just Read It، هو عضو جمعية صناع العالم Global Shapers Community، وهي إحدى مبادرات المنتدى الاقتصادي العالمي، وهو أيضاً عضو لجنة الشؤون العامة الإماراتية الأمريكية التابعة لغرفة التجارة الأمريكية في أبوظبي. البوسعيدي شاب إماراتي يتمتع بخبرة 13 عاماً، وقد طور مهاراته ومعرفته المهنية من خلال عمله في القطاع المصرفي وقطاع السياحة والتجارة والاستثمار، وبعد ذلك انتقل إلى العمل في العلاقات الدبلوماسية ثم في استراتيجيات التسويق. عمل في القطاعين العام والخاص في مؤسسات مثل بلدية أبوظبي وغرفة تجارة وصناعة دبي وبنك الإمارات دبي الوطني ومهرجان دبي للتسوق والسفارة البريطانية في أبوظبي. كما تلقى مؤخراً دعوة للإشراف على طلاب في ريادة الأعمال والقيادة في جامعات عدة عبر أبوظبي ودبي. تخرج عمر البوسعيدي عام 2009 بعد أن حاز على شهادة البكالوريوس في التسويق من الجامعة الأمريكية في دبي، وهو يتابع دراساته العليا حالياً في جامعة حمدان بن محمد الذكية في مجال الابتكار والقيادة الريادية، ويعمل حالياً مديراً بالوكالة لفريق تشجيع الاستثمار السياحي في هيئة أبوظبي للسياحة والثقافة. والآن يسرني أن أدعو الأستاذ عمر البوسعيدي لإلقاء محاضرته، فليتفضل مشكوراً.
شكراً. بس السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحضور الكرام، سعادة الدكتور جمال السويدي، أنا صراحة يعني مستانس اليوم أنا موجود عندكم، وخصوصاً في المركز وفي قاعة الشيخ زايد بن سلطان آل نهيان رحمه الله. مثل ما قالت الشيخ أخت عائشة، أنا حالياً أداوم في هيئة أبوظبي السياحة والثقافة كمدير قسم الاستثمار، وأنا حالياً حتى ماسك قسم الفعاليات وسبونسرشيب مانجر، ماسك السبونسرشيب بينه وبين نادي مانشستر سيتي. ما أعرف كم واحد يشجعون مانشستر سيتي. وكاتب الكتاب Just Read It. في ناس دوم يسألوني ليش الكتاب سميته Just Read It. And just in case I'm going to, by the way, بتكلم بالعربي وبالإنجليزي لأن في بعض الناس أعرفهم خصوصا ربعي الأجانب، ف I'm going to do the presentation in both Arabic and English. حتى البرزنتيشن بالإنجليزي بس أنا بترجمه بالعربي، فلو عندكم أي أسئلة أي وقت اسألوني وأنا I'll answer your questions. ليش سميت الكتاب Just Read It؟ أنا من تخرجت من الثانوية في دبي، دخلت الجامعة الأمريكية في دبي. فيوم بديت أدرس في الجامعة الأمريكية في دبي، الوالدة كانت تعطيني 500 درهم شهريا. الحين 500 درهم كلكم تعرفون ما تسد حتى البترول للسيارة، ما تقدر تدفع. فرحت عند الوالدة قلت لها Mom, يعني I need more than 500 dirhams. So when I graduated from high school, I went to the American University in Dubai, and my mom gave me a monthly allowance of 500 dirhams, and that's not enough. So my mom said one thing. She said, Umar, you want more money? Go get a job. فالوالدة قالت لي تبغي أكثر من 500 درهم؟ دور لك وظيفة. فقلت لها أوكي وشي. فرحت وسألت ربعي، سألت أصدقائي وقالوا لي أوكي عمر، بلدية دبي بيدفعوا لك 9000 درهم. So the Dubai municipality, they were offering students just high school degree with about 8,000 to 9,000 dirhams as a salary. But when I went back, my mom and her uncle, so الوالدة وحتى خالي عيسى الرواحي قال لي لا, you're not going to work في الحكومة, لازم تبدأ خبرتك في القطاع الخاص. So my mom and my uncle both said to me, you have to start your experience in the private sector. And that's when everything in my life changed. هني تغير حياتي. يوم بدأت أشتغل في بنك دبي الوطني, when I was working at Dubai, National Bank of Dubai, my salary was 3,000 dirhams. So that's not much, but it paid more than just my gas. I could pay for food and maybe hang out with my friends in the weekend and coffee shops and movies. When I started working at National Bank of Dubai, I learned everything that you can ever imagine. The first thing that you learn in the private sector is processes, procedures, policies, etc. Yes, there's all of this, الإجراءات وكل شيء تتعلم في القطاع الخاص. But there's something else that's very, very important. The thing that's extremely important is the diversity. تنوع من الناس. عندك ناس, عندك هنود, عندك مصريين, عندك إنجليز, عندك whatever. So for me, what attracted me a lot in the private sector was the diversity of the different nationalities that were there. Whether you like it or not, you have to treat everyone equal. You'll understand what backgrounds they come from. So this is the thing that it completely changed my mindset. But then I was lucky and I worked over there for a while. 2.5 years في بنك دبي الوطني. I moved on. And then I went to the Dubai Chamber of Department of Economic Development, who I was working at Dubai Shopping Festival office, مكتب مهرجان بيت سوق. So I worked over there, and that was also kind of like the private sector, لأن they seconded me, كنت منتدب في in a private company as well. So I learned about advertising وهذا. So one of the things that happened to me and changed me, again, another milestone, at the age of 19, I had my first company. So I had a company called Loop Face Marketing. فتحت الشركة, كان عندي شركة, أول شركة في الدعاية وإعلان اسمها Loop Face Marketing, فتحتها في دبي. بس عقب 6 شهور سكرت الشركة لأن I lost miserably. There was no proper planning, there was not proper research, etc. So that was the reason the first company closed. Anyways, I moved on. I went and I worked at the British Embassy. كنت أول إماراتي أشتغل في السفارة البريطانية في أبوظبي. So يوم اشتغلت في السفارة البريطانية في أبوظبي, ناس قالوا لي أوكي ليش تشتغل هناك وما أدري شو, تقدر بعد تشتغل في مكان ثاني وتحصل راتب أعلى. أنا was like لا, because I've always had a passion for 2 things, politics and business, and I've always loved this field. أنا وايد أحب السياسة وأحب قسم التجارة, يعني في أو قطاع التجارة والسياسة. ففي السفارة البريطانية كنت أول إماراتي أشتغل عندهم. I learned everything you can ever imagine working for the British government. As a كملحق تجاري or commercial attaché, I had to help companies. كنت لازم أساعد شركات بريطانية إن يشتغلون هني في القوات المسلحة, في البترول, في الصحة, في العلم, كل شيء, كل هالمجالات. So when I came back so when I worked in the UK, اشتغلت في بريطانيا واشتغلت هني. كان على فكرة أول مرة جيت المركز يوم كنت أشتغل في السفارة, جيت مع السفير السابق إدوارد أوغدن. Oh, that was the first time I met Dr. Jamal, actually. I remember seeing him at the time, but he didn't know me at that time. I was still very young. I was 21 years old. I was a young boy. After moving from the British Embassy, and by the way, when I was working the British Embassy, كنت أشتغل, by the way, أنا ما كملت, أنا بعدني كنت أدرس في الجامعة. So I was working and studying, and I had another company. كان عندي محل أبيع فساتين حق الحريم, you know. I had wedding gowns and evening gowns and whatever. Don't ask me why. It's very simple. Women shop a lot. If you do your research, you will never get enough numbers that will tell you women are the biggest spenders, especially in the Gulf. So that's good. So if you have a business idea, open it for the women. That didn't work. Do not open a ladies' shop next to a restaurant where they bring cockroaches to your shop. So that's the reason why the shop had to close, لأن the location was horrible. Anyways, I learned that. And you may ask, ليش? The entire time you might ask, okay, عمر, خلاص, أنت عندك وظيفة and you're studying, but why are you getting into businesses and everything else? And I'll explain to you why when I get to this book in a second. I closed that company after 1 year, and then I had another company. كان عندي شركة اسمها Connections Middle East، شركة استشارية. كان عندي مكتب هني في أبوظبي في المعمورة actually. كان عندي مكتب في المعمورة، and كان عندي a satellite office أو فرع في لندن. So my company Connections Middle East, from the word connections, I used to connect the private companies in the UK with the government sector and private companies here in Abu Dhabi. But then the financial crisis hit and I closed the company. Anyways, without trying to bore you a lot with my career and all the things that I did, it did hit me entirely about one thing that changed. My attitude. The thing that changed everything, from trying businesses and working in different places and meeting different people, politicians and just business people, government officials, the thing that changed me entirely, أنا ليش تغيرت لأن استمعت مع كل هالناس، سياسيين، رجال أعمال، فهني تغيرت لأن بديت أتكلم وأفهم وشي وأعرف ليش. وكل مرة خالي عيسى الرواحي كان يكلمني يقول لي عمر you need to find another income. لازم ما تعتمد بس على الراتب اللي تستلمه من الحكومة ومن أي جهة. You have to find different options. قال لأن ليش في المستقبل الحياة بيكون وايد صعبة. يعني لا تحس إنه أوكي خلاص الحين عندك راتب وسهل أنت تشتغل في الحكومة. It's going to be very competitive. قال لي عن موضوع التنافسية. Now just look around you. نسبة البطالة is crazy in the Middle East. because of all these things, and he used to tell me this and they used to see this, كان عندهم رؤية. ومو بس هم، حتى دائما يوم كنت تشوف الاشياء اللي كانت مكتوب في الجرايد، ويوم الشيوخ يطلعون وشيخ محمد بن راشد كان يطلع، ليش فتح اصلا جامعات ويعطون كورسات في المساء؟ لان they wanted people to have experience and study. By the time they graduate they have enough experience to be able to be competitive في السوق. لأن and you can see right now oil prices are down. It's difficult for there are local people I know who've been let off jobs even in the government sector. رواتب قصوا الرواتب حتى في دبي في أول أزمة مالية they cut down the government salaries. So all of these things started to change, and I was really lucky that I had the proper parenting, التربية. قالوا لي عن هالأشياء and I listened to them, and that's what changed my entire thinking. فمن كثر ما يعني تعلمت هالأشياء ورحت وحاولت بالشركات وما أدري شو وفشلت كم مرة، كلموني من الجامعات ومدارس قالوا لي please come and speak to the students. So I used to go and speak to the students. فكنت أروح للجامعات وهذا وأتكلم about the experience and what made me different, what made me think the way I think right now. one of the students لأن للأسف الشديد ما يحبون يأخذون ملاحظات، حتى الدكتور ما شاء الله يأخذ ملاحظات، بس there's so many people ما يأخذون ملاحظات، فأنا وايد أتضايق من هالشيء. So the students in the schools here, they don't like taking notes. It used to bother me a lot. One of the students told me, okay Umar, Ustad Umar, we don't like taking notes, but we like listening to you. Why don't you write a book? And I was like, okay. I tried getting married, it didn't work. I'm divorced, yeah. I'm divorced, but my fiance is here. So I tried writing a book, it didn't work. I tried getting married, didn't work. I tried businesses, didn't work. But then I thought, okay, Allah, let me try writing a book. And this is my first book. So I'll get into the content of the book, but I won't talk too much details because I want you all to buy it. It's outside. And you can get it outside, actually. These are the things that I think about all the time. يعني هالأشياء اللي أنا وايد تضايقني. أقرأ الجرايد كل يوم، ومثلا الحين من يومين ثلاثة كاتبين إنه في طلاب في المدارس يعني هم يشعرون بالحزن وما عندهم أمل و whatever, you know. فهذا الشيء يعني وايد ضايقني. هني في مقال مكتوب في The National إن شباب الإماراتيين هم من أكثر ناس اللي يصرفون amongst الجيل around the world. So they يعني يصرفون 3 مرات أكثر عن الجيل نفس الجيل في أنحاء العالم، معظم أنحاء العالم. بعدين عندك البدانة and that's a huge problem في مرحلة الطفولة. This is another big issue that we have because lifestyle والأشياء اللي يأكلونها وشي. This is the things that bothers me. نسبة البطالة عند المواطنين. They don't get jobs. And a lot of people think إن خلاص كل مرة بيطلعون من الجامعة خلاص عندهم وظائف. One of the reasons I talk to these students, I tell, okay, you have a marketing degree. أنت دارس marketing, أنت دارس marketing. كلهم في like 5-6 different marketing students. I told them, okay, الحكومة كم مؤسسة عندهم, كم جهة عندهم, so that they have يمكن 80 government entities. How many marketing departments in each one? Okay, there's 80 government or marketing departments in 80 government entities. بس شو في كل قسم يمكن عندهم 3-4 أشخاص فقط. فكل سنة عندنا فوق 10,000 اللي يتخرجون. وين بيمسكون كلهم هيل اللي يدرسون ماركتينج ويدخلون الجهة؟ فمستحيل. The government can't create these jobs. This is why يكلمونكم يقولون لكم اطلعوا اشتغلوا في القطاع الخاص. Okay, I'll get back to that point. بعدين عندك الحين للأسف الشديد, you know, شبابنا دخلوا داعش. That's insane. نحن ما كنا نفكر إن هالشيء بيستوي هني في الإمارات. Okay, why did this happen? I'm going to get to that. عندك طلاب يطلعون من المدارس اللي يرسبون وهذا خلاص يتركون المدارس and they drop out from school. And then of course عندك الشباب للأسف الشديد مديونين. So the number of people and the number of young youth in this part of the world who are indebted for silly reasons to buy a fancy car, a car they can't afford, and to buy like these fancy luxurious brands and accessories, etc., which have no meaning whatsoever. So I went on and we looked into the global issues. الحين عندنا الأشياء اللي مو بس تأثر في الإمارات بس حول العالم. عندك الحروب, عندك الحروب الأهلية, عندك الإرهابية, عندك الأزمة الاقتصادية, غير عن the global economic system being a flaw. في هاي السنة in 2016, January 2016, المنتدى العالمي الاقتصادي قالوا إن 1% of the rich own 99% of the global wealth, which is a really sad fact. You have climate change, you have nuclear proliferation, global trade. All these are issues that I always think about. As I mentioned, these are the things that bothers عمار البوسعيدي. So, نحتاج تدخل. We need an intervention. Someone needs to sit with everybody around us and talk to them about these issues. There's a place that we need to sit down with them and time to talk about these issues, these real issues, not about cars and not about silly things that don't matter, things that really matter. We all know this hadith, كلكم راع وكلكم مسؤول عن رعيته. So for my non-Arabic speakers, this is a very famous quote, hadith by our Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. He says, basically, we are all responsible for each other. Because unfortunately, in the capitalism world, it's all about me, myself, and I. But capitalism is probably not all wrong, okay? But there's one part of it, when it talks about me, myself, and I, that we shouldn't be taking it especially for, not only for our country and our religion, our part of the world. It's all over the world, because you do not live in the Republic of Umar or the Republic of John or the Republic of... You live in a country. You live in a country where there's people around you and you need everybody. It's a whole system that needs to work with each other. If we don't start paying attention to other people, this is when we have the problems. The reason why we have the problems of high school dropouts, of people joining terrorist groups and all these different issues is because everybody was like, oh no, this is not my problem, this is his problem or her problem. This is why you have this hadith. This is the reason why I use this all the time and say, why am I spending my time out of work and everything else to help other people? And of course, there's a very famous quote as well from Sheikh Zayed al-Rahmah, that the real asset of any advanced nation is its people, especially the educated ones. And if most of you know, Albert Einstein, he said a very interesting quote. He said that the economies that will be successful in the 21st century are knowledge-based economies. If we look at economies like Singapore, they don't have oil, they don't have gas. What are they exporting? Knowledge. Our government, how many times have we gone out to Singapore and signed millions and millions of deals just to get their brain, to help us build our ports, build our economic system, our infrastructure, just because they know how to do it, and that's it. They survive on just their knowledge-based economy. All the people there, they focus a lot on developing their knowledge. And this is a really good quote that I really like, that was inspired by Fran Lebowitz. And she said, think before you speak and read before you think. There's a lot of people that say things, but they haven't really had enough information, and they just say it out of their heads. فللأسف الشديد يعني حتى نحن في القرآن ونحن نعرف حتى في الدين, the first thing, اقرأ. اقرأ does not just mean, or in the Quran, the first message that Jibreel alayhi salam, angel Gabriel, told Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam, the Prophet Muhammad, that God asked you to read, and he couldn't read, but he emphasized read, read, read. And read does not just mean read. Read, recite, research, recall, remember, all of those things that come within the whole concept of reading. The government now announced the year of reading, not just because of anything, but because what Fran even said that. If you want to have a proper argument with someone, you want to talk to someone, have a proper information, a smart conversation with someone, you just have to be knowledgeable. Some of the skills that people require, and I talk to the youth, that you kind of require, is complex problem solving. واحد لازم يكون يعرف كيف يحل مشاكل وكيف يفكر وكيف كيف يتعامل مع الناس، كيف يتكلم. فهالاشياء اللي انا وايد اركز فيه، وتكلمت عن هالاشياء في الكتاب، يعني شو مهم وكيف وهذا ومثل ما قلت لكم الكتاب الحين باللغه الانجليزيه، بس ان شاء الله بتترجم باللغه العربيه. Does anybody know where this is? I'm sure some of you know where this is. Do you know what this is? Yes. So this is an amazing sculpture that reads, if you can't read it properly, it says tolerance. أو بالعربي تسامح. Okay? Tolerance. أو التسامح. In order to have this, in order to try to make our world a better place, and the skills that I talked to you about trying to help each other, وكلكم راعي وهذا, we need to have tolerance. You need to tolerate other people's thinking, you need to tolerate other people's religion, you need to tolerate other nationalities. The day we start as a nation, as a people, to start thinking this way, I think will make this world a better place. The other quote that struck me, أنتوا تعرفون هذا منه? Do you guys know who this is? This is Mark Twain, a very famous author and philosopher. Mark Twain said, there are two important days in your life. أهم يومين في حياتك. The day you were born and the day you find out why. The day you were born and the day you find out why. فواحد لازم يقعد ويفكر أنا ليش موجود؟ شو سببي؟ ليش أنا موجود في الإمارات؟ ليش أنا إماراتي؟ ليش أنا موجود هني في أبوظبي؟ شو أقدر أسوي؟ شو الأشياء اللي أعرفها؟ كيف أقدر أساعد؟ كيف أقدر أساهم؟ How can I do all this? This is what everybody has to think. I told you earlier, we need to get out of this concept of me, myself, and I. كلكم راع. So the day you find out why you are around, أنا أعرف وحدة. I know a lady, her name is Jennifer. قالت لي عمر أنا أعرف ليش أنا موجود، سببي في الحياة. أنا لازم أهتم في الحيوانات. هي كل مرة تمشي في الشوارع تشوف الحيوانات، تشوف كلاب أو قطاوة أو شيء، فتأخذ الحيوانات تحطهم في السيارة توديهم العيادة. She takes care of them, and هي عندها business. But this is something else. She knows that her primary purpose is actually to take care of animals. لأن ما في حد ثاني يسوي هالشيء. So you need to ask yourself, why am I around? The day you were born and the day you find out why. ومثل ما قال الرئيس الأمريكي السابق John F. Kennedy, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. Which is also, most of us know this quote. الحكومة الحمد لله أنا always use this. الحكومة معطينكم أحلى مدارس، مستشفيات وبنية تحتية وما أدري شو وشي يعني صندوق خليفة what else do you need your government to give you? And this is what I always talk to the youth over here. فمعطينكم كل شيء. It's your opportunity now to use this and do something about it and give back to your community. they don't seem to think about this. أنا للأسف الشديد الحين أوكي الحكومة الوزارة الخارجية ما قصروا، راحوا أوروبا يعني يتكلموا معاهم كم سنة حسب يطلعون إعفاء حق المواطنين حق الشنغن فيزا. So the UAE Ministry of Foreign Affairs, they went out and tried to get an exemption for Emiratis to get visas to Europe. The next thing that you see right after that report on the news is Emirati youth with their cars driving like mad on the streets of Europe. All the millions spent by the government, all the effort, all the meetings, day and night, ليل ونهار يطلعون يتكلمون معاهم وهذا يعني they say no, Emirati people need to get an exemption because we're good, we're this, we're not on the lists of terrorists, we're not on this and everything else. And next thing we do, we go and ruin the reputation. And what happens then? الشباب اللي ما يفكرون إن الإعلام هناك يتريون إنه يطلعون أي شيء. إن شاء الله the smallest thing. Even if we just hit a cat, it will be all over the place. Muslim, Arab, Gulf, in Europe, killed our cat. That's what they'll report. That's what will catch the attention. مش المستشفيات اللي نحن بنيناها عندهم، مش الأشياء الخيرية نحن سوينا عندهم. لا, this is what they're going to talk about. They're going to talk about the wrong things, even if it's the smallest thing ever. Because للأسف, it just needs one person to do it. صح, okay, نحن هني نعاقبهم وما أدري شو عقب, but what? After the damage is done? So I always talk about, there's a very famous quote, prevention is better than cure. If you can prevent that from happening, then fine. فكل واحد لازم يفكر هو أصلاً يوم الشخص يطلع من البيت كل واحد سفير بس بدون اللقب. كل واحد سفير لدولته، لدينه، لأهله. Every single person is an ambassador. You're an ambassador for your country, for your religion, for your family. The moment you step out, everybody is going to, people stereotype. They look at you, how you behave, how you speak. They know where you came from. For that reason, why I go out and I wrote the book as well, is I want to change the perception of Arabs, Muslims, and people from the Gulf. Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid, he's always said, I want the Emirati people, or he said, شعب الإمارات دائما المركز الأول. What does he mean when he say we're number one? Not number one because we build the tallest building in the world. Not number one because we have the first metro here. That's fine. That's one thing about the infrastructure that we can feel. But he also wants the intangible fact that Emiratis can be. Emiratis to be the most hardworking, Emiratis to be the most educated, the most disciplined, the most friendly. We say nationalities, some nationalities, why do we have so many Filipinos working in the service sector? Because we say they're very friendly. Why can't Emiratis be known to be very friendly? The other day, the thing that caught my eye completely was when I was sitting في Ali and Sons service center. I used to drive an Audi. I used to go there and service my Audi. When I was sitting at the service center, I remember reading one thing. There's a roll-up banner. It said one thing, and I just sat there. It said, service your car in 90 minutes. And below it said, timed by Germans. If a nation can go out and say that about its people, that's it. To the rest of the world, timed by Germans. متى نحن نقدر نطلع ونقول إن هذا الشيء مش صنع في الإمارات، لأن الناس يقولوا أنتوا 80% أصلاً أجانب. بس لا، مصنوع بالإماراتيين. الإماراتيين سووا هالشيء. So, but first, yeah, I know all of us want to go there now. We need to get out of our comfort zone. نحن وايد مرتاحين. عندنا راتب وعندنا ما ادري شو وهذا صح اوكي انا دوم اقول حق الشباب اعرف ان انتم عاده اوكي تقدرون يا بالواسطه او whatever تقدرون تدخلون تداومون في الحكومه بس حاولوا ان تاخذون هاي الفرصه اول ما تتخرجون داوموا في القطاع الخاص So I always tell the Emirati youth when I go to schools and universities, I tell them, listen, I know you have an opportunity to work for the government sector. And yes, they pay more, the benefits are this and everything, but just take the roads less traveled. Try working in the private sector. Yes, it's longer hours, it's everything else, but it's not tiring. I turned 30 on Friday. I mean, I have so much energy still. Look at Dr. Jamal. He's still moving around and he has his cane, mashallah, you know, his famous cane. He could easily sit back at home and relax, but look at him. He's still moving around. But these are the kind of people I tell people to use them as an inspiration and they want to do something. And most importantly, you just have to prove them wrong. And one of the things that we have is when I try to work in the private sector, الشباب دون كانوا يقولوا لي لا ما اكيد ما بتتم ما بتطول انت عادي بتروح تشي كم من يوم وبتطلع بتمل بتقول لا شو السالفه ليش انا اكرف وشي تعرف في مرات الطريقه اللي يتكلمون الشباب يعني it's really immature. انا احس مرات ما تبي يكبرون هيلا ما تبي يغيرون تفكيرهم متى يعني فالمهم دوما بعيد واقول التربيه. It all comes down التربيه. والله you could have all the money in the world, you can have whatever, بس لو تخلي العيال انه يتربون مع بشاكير او حتى يمكن انت والله ما يخص بشكار ولا لا بس يمكن انت you're not just a good parent. You don't even deserve to have kids if you're not going to raise them well and tell them how to be prepared for this next life. You know, رسول جبريل عليه السلام قال حق رسول صلى الله عليه وسلم عش ما شئت فإنك ميت. The angel Gabriel told the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, that live every day like it was your last. It's even in the book, The Art of War. What is the point about saying that? It's because if we live every day like it's our last, you're going to work you're going to work really hard so that you don't take things for granted. You're going to do your level best to try to improve your image and the image of your society and everything you represent. That was close. So the only one thing that needs to change is the attitude. You know, there's a famous quote, I forgot by whom, but he says, the only disability in life is a bad attitude. We need to change this attitude. And it's their decision. I mentioned here earlier ان الشيخ محمد بن راشد قال ان شعب الإمارات نطمح للمركز الأول. And he also talked about challenges. If you don't have challenges, it doesn't build you at all. You know, alhamdulillah, I am where I am. I'm 29 and I turned 30 and my story is one thing, but my fiance's story is another thing. She's gone through so much and she is where she is now. I won't continue, but I guess you just have to read it and then you'll know more. Thank you.
شكرا للأستاذ عمر البوسعيدي على هذه المحاضرة القيمة. والآن نفتح باب المناقشة لمدة نصف ساعة. أرجو ممن يريد أن يطرح سؤالا أو يقدم مداخلة أن يقف ويعرف بنفسه، على أن يكون سؤاله أو تعليقه مختصرا حتى تتاح الفرصة لأكبر عدد ممكن من الحضور للمشاركة. تفضل أستاذي.
السلام عليكم.
عليكم السلام ورحمة الله.
يعطيك العافية أول شيء على المحاضرة.
الله يعافيك.
عصام توفيق العايدي إطفائي. أول سؤال، من هو الشخص اللي كان قدوة لك؟ ومين الشخص اللي بتحكي له شكرا من قلبك؟ أول سؤال. السؤال الثاني، رسالتك للشباب المواطنين والمقيمين على الإمارات، وما هي الحلول اللي أنت بتشوفها مناسبة برغم المشاكل اللي أنت طرحتها في المحاضرة؟ شكرا.
شكرا. أول شيء أبغي أشكر الوالدة. أنا الوالدة يعني هي أول وحدة اللي تدعمني، هي أول وحدة اللي جلست على راسي على قولتهم، ودائما كانت تشجعني أني أطمح وأني أطلع لأفضل، وحتى يوم كنت أتعب وهذا بس دائما يعني ترفعني. فالوالدة يعني هي أول وحدة، وخالي، وطبعا يعني أنا الحمد لله بفضل الشيوخ يعني كل مرة كان يطلعون يتكلمون أنا أحفظ هالأشياء، يعني مو بأن مثلا أسمع وأروح، لا أسمع وأطبق. يعني كنت أتكلم مع الشباب قبل ما دخلت القاعة وقالوا لي يعني أهم شيء إنه تطبق. وين محمد زعابي؟ أوكي زين. فإن شاء الله على فكرة في كتاب ثاني it's coming out very soon. وشو الرسالة للشباب؟ صح؟ أنا دائما أقول أن الشباب أنه لازم يكون عندهم توعية أو وعي عن اللي جالس تصير حواليهم. لازم يتكلمون، لازم يسألون لماذا ليش. لأن أنت لو كشخص ما تفكر بهاي السؤال، إنه ما عندك ليش أنا موجود هنا، ليش أنا أدرس هذا، ليش فما تقدر تواجه المشاكل اللي عندنا حاليا. ليش عندنا فور اكزامبل داعش، وليش عندنا ما ادري شو، ليش ناس يكتبون عنا. we need to do more research. فأنا الرسالة اللي عندي للشباب إن they need to do more research. إنزين، فكان عندك 3 أسئلة ولا خلصت؟
للمواطنين وللمقيمين الحلول.
أوكي. والمقيمين، أوكي. فهذا أول شيء للشباب المواطنين. للمقيمين أنا أحب أقول أن يشوفونا مثل أهلهم، من يعني we're the same family، أوكي، ويشاركون أفكارهم. لأن أنا على فكرة نفس الوقت عندي ربعي أجانب مقيمين في الإمارات وقفوا معي يعني ما أقدر يعني أشرحه. فهم وايد تعلمت منهم البزنس. أنا شريكي الحين هو عندي شريكي فلسطيني، عندي بزنس ثاني شريكتي هي من كينيا أو أستراليا وكينيا يعني. يعني وايد أتعلم منهم. فدائما أقول إن look we can all benefit. ويعني أنت تعالي خبريني شو عندكم من الأشياء اللي في دولتكم وهني، we can do better partnerships together. فهذا الرسالة للمقيمين. sorry the third part إن الحلول، سألني عن الحلول. I think إن الحل حق شوف حق كل الأشياء التسامح. we just have to have التسامح. يعني لو الناس يفكرون إن خلاص نطلع لازم نشيل الأشياء اللي فرقنا. So we need to remove the differences. في النهاية شوف نحن كلنا نحب الرياضة، كلنا نحب الموسيقى، كلنا نحب ما أدري. ففي أشياء كثيرة نقدر أصلاً يعني بدون ما نتكلم عن دين، بدون ما نتكلم عن أي شيء ثاني we have a lot of things that are similar. لو عندنا تسامح we won't have any problems.
ناخذ سؤال آخر. تفضلي الأستاذة أبدا.
السلام عليكم. هدى البلوشي، موظفة في مركز الإمارات. It's not a question as much as it is a comment, or actually it's just something I would like to express. You said that you turned 30 on Friday and you have accomplished so much and you're proud of. I turned 32 and until now I am still between, do I complete my higher studies or do I start something new all over again? And I think that's the sad thing that a lot of us in the UAE, as UAEs, go through. That we reach a certain age and by default, everyone who studies something, they just go on to do masters in business without knowing what is business, or do they really want to do business because everyone else is doing it and because it's full in our universities. And then they just settle anywhere without being happy in what they are doing. And I think that's our problem in the UAE, and I think most of the youth around us are doing the same thing. So I just wanted to say that it's really interesting to see a sample of a UAE youth reaching his 30s, and he has done so much good things with his life and knows what he's going to do in the future. And I really agree with you when you said تسامح, and we have to stop being silly, and we have to think really about the things that really matter. Yes, we do have our salaries and we do have our money and we have our fancy cars, but we don't know what the future holds for us.
True.
And we have to have something like a contingency plan in the future. So I'm just giving you a big applause, and I'm just telling you we are proud to have someone like you from the UAE. Thank you.
Thank you, Huda. Thank you very much, Huda. Just a quick comment on this, if you may. You know, the first thing, because you always ask yourself, where do I start? Do I continue? I do this and whatever. The thing that I first did is, you have to analyze the situation. أنا على فكرة عندي خبرة في strategy. I have a lot of experience in strategy, and the first thing I learned in strategy is التحليل. You know, like you have to analyze. You need to analyze situations. The first thing I analyzed is my circle. يعني شفت ربعي, شفت أصدقائي. فأنا I knew that my friends were the wrong friends. How did I, and where were these friends from? These friends were people I know from school. There's a lot of people, just because you know them from school for 10 سنين or whatever, for 10 years, they don't want to leave them. I just left them, just like that. I stopped answering the phone calls. I was like, you know what? I need a change of friends. This was the first thing that you have to do, Huda. You have a problem with your friends, I can already tell. No, seriously, because if your friends don't lift you, they're only going to take you down. The biggest issue we have here, they think that they are married to their friends. They're just your friends. And actually, they're not really your friends if they don't do good for you. So I just thought, you know what? From now on, there'll just be someone, فلان أنا عارفة. This is someone I just know. فأبغى أغير الcircle مالي. My circle today is not just because some of them are sheikhs or they're this. لا, they are thinkers. The people I have today, they are people that they just think right. هم طيبين أول شيء. They're smart, they're educated, وعندهم طموح. They're ambitious. So all my friends, whether they earn a salary of 10,000 dirhams to 100,000 or more, they're thinkers and they're good people. Because these are the people that will determine your fate في الدنيا وفي الآخرة. If you don't have the right friends, you're in trouble. Number one. Number two, you just have to learn to take risks. في كتاب by صاحب شركة Virgin, Richard Branson, it's called Screw It, Let's Do It. أول مرة يوم شفت الكتاب في مجروديز, اشتريت الكتاب, I swear ما قريت ولا صفحة. عندي كتاب شي, I said خلاص. From that, the next day رحت فتحت شركة. Because it said screw it, let's do it. لأن أنا ما أحب أفكر وايد. يعني أعور راسي وما أدري شو and start thinking too much. Just do it. What's the worst that could happen? You have to ask yourself that question. What's the worst that could happen? الناس يضحكون عليك, خلهم يضحكون لين باكر. They'll laugh at you, they might say anything وما أدري شو, عادي. أنا جربت. وأنا يوم تزوجت أول مرة, it didn't work out. You won't believe my friends how they laughed at me. قالوا ويل سنة وعلى طول وما أدري شو حتى ما عادي. Okay, I tried it. I wanted something nice that didn't work. And now I have an amazing woman I'm going to marry. After 5 years since my divorce. But you have to try somewhere. But this is the thing. People need to just take the risk. Change your friends, take a risk, read a lot. Don't have to read my book, just saying. But just read the book. There's like Miraj and everything, There's all these other cool books. There's this book called Miraj. I mean, I don't know. It's just, yeah. And just have, and you just have to ask the question why. And you just keep asking why and start being more aware of your surroundings. That's it.
جاسم الحسيني مركز الدراسات. أول شيء حبيت أشكرك على المحاضرة فعلا شيقة.
تسلم.
حقيقة أول ما شفت اسمك طبعا حطوا الإعلانات الجماعة في المركز إنه في محاضرة عمر البوسعيدي عن كتاب Just Do It. فأنا أقول
just read it.
كيف الدكتور جمال سمح له هذا يتكلم؟ منو هذا؟ ما أعرفه. لأن في البوديوم نفسه هذا تكلمت ميركل وبوش وهيجل وكرزاي، يعني رؤساء دول. هذا غير عن الرؤساء الثانيين ان انا ما بين اعددهم كلهم الحين. فاقول بعدين يوم سمعتك كنت فعلا الدكتور جمال عنده نظره ان الميكس بين الخبره وبين الشباب مهم جدا. احنا سمعنا رؤساء دول سياسيين اقتصاديين اجتماعيين، لكن ما سمعنا الشباب مثلك.
تسلم.
واليوم اثبتت النظريه هذه انه فعلا مهم جدا نعطي تشانس للشباب عشان يعبرون عن اللي عندهم. صح؟ هنا بس هاي مداخله. عندي سؤال لك. قلت اثناء محاضرتك قلت انت محظوظ ان عندك والدين.
الحمد لله.
They showed you the way.
Yeah.
بس قلت شيء مهم. You listened. سؤالي هنا لك. انا عندي عيال. How can I make them listen to me? شكرا.
You know, يا طويل العمر, that is a, you know, I know it's funny guys, but it's a very, very important question. Very important question, بمحمد. بمحمد, أنا بخبرك, أنا بغششك, okay. The answer to that question is as simple as this. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. بس. So my mother is smart. She has a way تتكلم مدري شو, and to be honest, it's not. It was effective at some level or some, and then when she saw that it was changing over the years, جابت خالي. خالي من النوع ما يصارخ, ما يعصب. He just looks at me. بس شي طالع. And he says something, and I'm like, okay, inshallah, حاضر. You know, my uncle has a way of looking at me and making me do things, and I'm like, oh, okay. You know, like it just, there's this thing. This is why it's amazing when you have a mother and a father raising the kids. Because there's one thing with the mom's effect, and there's the other thing. فأمي مثلا, أمي من النوع تحب تخوفني. عمر لا تروح هني لأن في شباب كذا. عمر لا تسوي شيء لأن شيء. عمر لا لازم توفر بيزاتك لأن ما عندنا فلوس. شيء كانت تقص علي وايد. You kind of have to lie to your kids a lot about lots of things. Like my mom used to say to us, we don't have money. And every year we used to travel. So I was like, Ma, how did we travel to the States? I thought we didn't have. It's like, no, your father got a bonus. A bonus, he down for Jesh, boy. My dad was working in the army for 30 years. And what bonus did they give them? كان يعطون ما أدري في الجيش يعطون ولا المهم. So she used to say stuff like this, يعني, you know, always making us think we're poor. My first pair of Nike shoes كان عمري 18. I never had a pair of Nike shoes. So my mom used to like not only tell us things that was turned out to be untrue, but actually she used to make us live it. We never, in my house, we never had a housemaid. الحين, the kids that go to national service, they talk to me about, oh, they have to make their beds. I'm like, what are you talking about? I did that all my life. These hands are working hands. I had to clean the beds, clean the dishes, wash the car, you know, clean the toilets. We never had a maid. Again, I go back to talk, I mentioned the point earlier that it's all to do with parenting and tarbiyah. If you're going to have your mates to do all of these things, they're never going to learn anything. That's the basic of responsibility. We could not go to school in the morning if we didn't make our beds. That was the rule. But now people have 2, 3 maids. What are you going to teach your kids? They eat, they clean the dishes. If it doesn't start from there, everything changes. And to be honest, Anna, my first experience of working actually started very young. My first experience of working in Dubai, I was 14 years old. My mom, she said, you have 3 months where you're off. So she's like, the first month you're going to relax, and the second month you're going to start to work. Second and third month. In Dubai, at 14 years old, I started working at summer camp. At the Dubai World Trade Center Exhibition Center, كان عندهم summer camp. They used to have summer camp. So I was a face painter. I was teaching kids how to play football. That was the first thing I did. At 16, so this is before me even graduating from school, 15, 16 years old, I was working at a bank. لأن the banks, they actually have a summer program for teenagers to get experience in the summer, so they don't just sit at home doing nothing. If you get your children engaged into these kind of activities, that's where it changes, especially in a bank. And I was very young, and I had all these business people and all these bankers walking around me. I had to behave myself. It was nice, you know, I used to go home, and I used to carry a file with me. So this is the things that changes you. Sorry. There's a question in the front. أحمد.
وراك بس.
السلام عليكم.
عليك السلام ورحمة الله.
يعطيك العافية يا عمر.
الله يعافيك يا أحمد.
اسمي أحمد علي، رائد أعمال إن شاء الله.
إن شاء الله. معروف.
إيه شكرا. بداية أحب أشكركم على التنظيم الجميل والمحاضرة اللطيفة هاي اللي قدمتها. نفس ما نعرف أن دائما لكل شخص ناجح هناك قصة نجاح. أو خلينا نقول يعني في لحظة هو اتخذ القرار أنه يغير المسار، اللي هي البارادايم شيفت أو التريجر بوينت هاي اللي غيرت. فلو حبينا نختصرها أو تختصرها لنا مثلا، وخلينا نقول أن هاي التجربة ممكن نمنهجها، أن كيف يستطيع الإنسان أو الشخص اللي عنده طموح أنه يحصل على هالفرصة أنه يغير في حياته في لحظة. هي أحيانا تمر علينا قصص فهي تسبب لنا التغير هذا. لكن إذا حبينا نمنهج الأمور هذه وننشرها للمجتمع أو الناس اللي حولنا أو لنا بعد نحن فالاكتشاف لحظة التغيير هذه. فمن وجهة نظر عمر شوف رأيك يعني؟
أنا أخوي أحمد أشكرك حق هذا السؤال، لأن في شيء ما خبرتكم. أنا صح قلت أن جربت الزواج وما استوى نصيب. أنا في وايد أشياء استوالي. كنت أشتغل في مكان تفنشت، كنت أشتغل في مكان ثاني، ويعني usually عادة في أماكن يرقونك، بس أنا actually got demoted. أنا ظهري كله حديد، لأن سويت عملية وعمري 21، كان عندي مرض الصل في العمود الفقري. I had tuberculosis in my spinal cord, so my back is full of titanium plates. I know I don't look it, but you know I look a bit healthy. Yeah, thank you, sir. So I'm Iron Man. Mr. Jassim Al-Hosni just said I'm Iron Man. I got involved in something very violent. I actually got stabbed 4 times. انطعنت 4 مرات وطحت في المستشفى. Yeah, I mean, there's a number of things that happened, not just the cool, funny stories, but some things that Ahmed, to answer your question, هذا يعني خلاني أتغير وايد، لأن كل مرة كنت أسأل ليش، لماذا، ليش هالأشياء تستوي لي. يعني نحن دوم يعني تستوي أزمات في حياتنا نسأل ليش الله اختارني وابتلاني بهذه الطريقة. You know, once these things start to happen دائما هالأشياء تستوي، وبعدين خلاص you move on to the next day. لازم تسأل نفسك okay, what am I going to do with this فرصة? What am I going to do? شو بسوي مع هالفرصة اللي عندي? What God gave me a second chance. أنا خلاص I think I'm like a cat. I have 9 lives. I think all the things happened to me. I think I'm just waiting for death. Then when I keep thinking like that, ومثل ما قلت يعني يوم جبريل عليه السلام قال حق الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم عش ما شئت فإنك ميت. You start thinking like that خلاص يعني it just changes you. وأنا خصوصا يعني حق الشباب أقول لهم يعني أوكي، أنا على فكرة دراستي كلها كان بالإنجليزي، وأنا أكثر شيء أقرب بالإنجليزي وشي، بس للأسف يعني حتى في القرآن مذكور إنه إننا نزلنا القرآن عربيا لعلكم تعقلون، مو تعقلون مش حتى تفهم. So what are you doing when you can read a book written in Arabic حق العرب? What are they doing with it? So هالشيء خلاني أنا أتغير، و I hope يعني إنه مع كل الأشياء اللي أنا أسويه سواء في الدوام مع ورش عمل حق رواد أعمال أو حتى في المؤتمرات هالفرص يعني I get to send a message across and
people like myself can send this message. أنا دوم كنت أحضر محاضرات شي أسمع واحد وأقول إن شاء الله أنا بسوي نفس الشيء. there's nothing special about what I said. يعني كلكم تقدرون تطلعون على المسرح وتتكلمون and do all this. I mean أنا الحين أقول يعني حتى أنا يوم كنت قاعد هناك كنت أنا ليش حطيت تويتر وإنستغرام account؟ لأن مو بس شيء دعاية. if you like something spread the news, put it on Twitter. يلا تكلموا tell other people. يعني لازم نخترع الموفمنت. we have to have that movement and talk about it وشي وكذا وكذا. لأن you don't want the media to keep having that victory كل مرة. They're talking about the wrong things. But we have to be the ambassadors and we have to be our own citizen journalists. So I hope أحمد جاوبت. وعندك أنت رقمي كلمني عقب لو أرد عليك.
في نهاية هذه المحاضرة أكرر باسم سعادة الدكتور جمال سند السويدي الشكر والتقدير للأستاذ عمر البوسعيدي ولكم أيها الإخوة والأخوات الحضور، وإلى اللقاء في فعالية علمية أخرى، والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
عليكم السلام.